All right. So some people are saying that they're having issues uh, figuring out the velocity or the speed of the wave. And so I just wanted to kind of really quickly go through that with people. So I just kind of restarted everything so that everything's cleared off. Make sure that there's um, no end and you're oscillating and things like that. Set the frequency to whatever you need it to be. And then I switched over to slow motion just because it's a little easier for me to keep track of the wave itself. Now you want to have a timer out and you want to have the rulers out. And I just moved my other ruler out of the way. Tried to line this up with the 0 lined up with that first green ball. And what you're going to want to do is make sure that your timer is reset here and you hit play on it. And you'll notice that the timer hasn't actually started running, and that's because the simulation itself is paused. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit play, and there's a couple different ways that you could go about doing this. So I'll kind of show you some of those ways. Just hit play. I'm going to pause it there. So if I want, I've got a distance that the wave has traveled. It's traveled about 3.2 right here. Again, we're looking at the leading edge of the wave. And we've got a time. So we've got a distance and a time. You can plug those into your data table and you will be good to go. Some people try to get it to a very specific distance, which is fine. Like if we wanted to try and get it up to the 4, right? We want to inch it along. All right, so there, it's at the 4. So now I know exactly the distance it's traveled, and I've got the exact time that it's traveled. I could use that. That's totally fine. Some people like to try and go for a specific time. So we could do that as well. So I'll let that go a little bit more. And say we wanted to get all the way to 1 second. So I'm just going to inch that forward. You do need to be careful because sometimes the wave will move all the way out before you're able to get the time that you want. But as long as you can still see the time and the distance, you're fine. So in this case, we've got a time of 1 second and we've got a distance of about 6.2. So that you could record as your distance and your time and you'd be good to go. So either method is totally fine as long as you get a distance that the wave travels and a time. In order to set up for the next frequency, we would just go ahead and change the frequency, hit the restart, and restart our timer. So now we need to hit play on the timer again. Play on the simulation will start this moving. And again, we can pause it however we want and step forward if we need to. All right, if you have any questions, let me know.